uh, paths of liberation. The same effect can be achieved in different ways, either through perfecting a severe mental discipline as in yoga, or through cultivating constant spontaneity as in Zen. But the intended result is identical. To free inner life from the threat of chaos on the one hand and from the rigid conditioning of biological urges on the other, and hence to become independent from the social controls that exploit both. But if it is true that people have known for thousands of years what it takes to become free and in control of one's life, why haven't we made more progress in this direction? Why are we as helpless or more so than our ancestors were in facing the chaos that interferes with happiness? There are at least two good explanations for this failure. In the first place, in the kind of knowledge or wisdom one needs for emancipating consciousness is not cumulative. It cannot be condensed into a formula. It cannot be memorized and then routinely applied, like other complex forms of expertise, such as a mature political judgment or a refined aesthe- um, aesthetic sense. It must be earned through trial and error experienced by each individual, generation after generation. Control over consciousness is not simply a cognitive skill, at least as much as intelligence. It requires the commitment of emotions and will. It is not enough to know how to do it. One must do it consistently in the same way as athletes or musicians who must keep practicing what they know in theory. And this is never easy. Progress is relatively fast in fields that apply knowledge to the material world, such as physics or genetics. But it is painfully slow when knowledge is to be applied to modify our own habits and desires. Second, the knowledge of how to control consciousness must be reformulated every time the culture context changes. The wisdom of the mystics, of the Sufi, of the great yogis, of the Zen masters may have been excellent in their own time and might still be the best if we lived in those times, in those cultures. But when transplanted to contemporary California, those systems lose quite a bit of their original power. They contain elements that are specific to the original context, and when these accidental components are not distinguished from what is essential, the path to freedom gets overgrown by brambles of meaningless mumbo jumbo. Ritual form wins over substance, and the seeker is back where he started.